All right, what's up, guys? Good afternoon. Not good morning today. Good afternoon. Dodgers are playing the Mets. I wanted to record. I wanted to see the lineup come out. I wanted to read here about Buehler and find ways to talk myself into the Dodgers because I do like the Dodgers. So let's start there. Walker Buehler. Wow, what a season! What a career, frankly. Just the gosh, he's been so good. Like one of the best pitchers, and he's like the perfect example here of what this generation's been like with all these injuries. Like just so many injuries. So he pitches in, I'm not going to go through his career here, but he has pitched in the highest level of situations. His quotes before this game got me fired up. He's pitched, I mean, there's no moment that he hasn't pitched in. So the only reason why the Dodgers aren't minus 140 tonight is because he's just been terrible this year. His numbers were terrible. He had to get surgery and whatever. You dig deep. Again, I don't want to rehash his entire season and career, but where he's at right this second. Last time I saw him pitch against the Padres, so he pitches 5 innings against the Padres in his last regular season start. Doesn't pitch great, but he like wills himself to a win. And then his next starts in the playoffs against the Padres, and it's a mixed bag because the numbers don't look good, but it was really just 1 inning. Gives up all the 6 runs, capped by a huge 2-run homer by Tatis, and it was an 0-2 pitch. It was just like so frustrating watching it. He's frustrated, but the last 3 innings he shuts it down. Dodgers end up having a chance that they don't come back and win the game, but Bueller showed me those last 3 innings, and then like I said, I'm in the process of talking myself into it because the numbers really aren't there, but I just have a feeling. I have a really good feeling going to New York. The crowd's going to be ridiculous. I just think that the Dodgers are going to hit a couple home runs off Severino, and I don't know if a couple guys will be on base. I'm a little anxious about taking the overs with their team totals because the Dodgers are. I don't know. It's just I think it could be 3-1. I could see him scoring 9, 10 runs, but tonight feels like I want to focus on Bueller. I think he's going to be able to go at least 6 innings. I think he's going to be sharp. I think his prop bets are going to be where I'm going to focus at. And I think the Dodgers pull it off. I think the Dodgers end up winning the series. And this game is really, really important to Los Angeles because they got Yamamoto to start. But then after that, they don't have anybody else really. They're stuck going back to the bullpen. And if Bueller's not going to be able to win this game, I think it puts them in a really tough spot. I think he knows that, and I think he comes out and gives them an A+ performance. The Mets have four, relatively traditional starters in the playoffs. Severino's the third guy up. Severino's Severino. Not great, not terrible. And the Dodgers they have enough elite hitters. Otani's 3 for 6. Betts is 11 for 34. I expect enough runs. I think Bueller's going to be so good that, like I said, I'm going to focus on Bueller there. I'm excited to watch the game. It starts in a few hours. So that's that for the Dodgers. Hopefully, I'm in here in the morning happy about that. We'll talk Broncos Saints tomorrow. But I want to spend a couple more minutes because I didn't want this to get clogged in to tomorrow's conversation as I go through the games and just preview the week. These two trades in the NFL, it's interesting to me, these receiver trades, because you look at the Jets. We'll start with the Jets, and they're doubling down on something that just isn't working, right? If they wanted to make a trade, I don't know, can we trade for a linebacker or a defensive lineman or a safety? Because last time I watched you guys play, the Bills are just running up the middle for 50 yards at a time. It felt like nobody's getting touched 6 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards, boom, 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 boom. Like that was the main issue. And the other issue on the offense is the offensive line, maybe a tight end, maybe uh, a guard or something. Like I like to go for Devonte Adams. Just feels like I don't know. It feels like it messes up potential chemistry with other receivers. You're doubling down on just being the Rams, but you're not the Rams because Rodgers isn't Stafford, and this isn't Cup and Puka, and that barely works. Like they have injuries. I feel like it was one of those situations where I like if you're playing poker and you just feel like you have to go all in because you're pot committed. It's just like whatever. At this point, may as well trade for him. Let Rodgers have what he wants and see if it works out. I don't think it works out. They have to play Pittsburgh. It's a terrible matchup. I feel like they go 2-5. And as much as I hate Pittsburgh, it feels like that would be a good bet this week. So that was my first thought on, or that was my thought on the first trade. The Bills trading for Amari Cooper. First reaction is Amari Cooper's agent. God Almighty, that like give him a raise. Like, woo, that's fantastic because you're going to be able to go from Cleveland and Deshaun Watson to Buffalo and Josh Allen. I don't know what a better upgrade could possibly be than that. I'm sorry, I'm just checking the spread for something, but I like wow. So Amari Cooper, great for him personally. Like that's a great upgrade for everybody else. That's not good news because the Bills, if you watch them, they're building their confidence with what they have, and the difference between Amari Cooper and Stephon Diggs is really just an attitude and an energy. Like the knock on Cooper is he's never been the alpha male, he's never been the alpha receiver. That's not like his role or his mentality. He's not a vocal guy, but he's a great route runner. He's an elite pass catcher. Like he's one of the better receivers in the league. And they're not asking him to come to Buffalo to be the man. Like Allen's the man. I think he fits in absolutely perfectly. He's already paid. Not happy as a Ravens fan, to be honest with you, because I'm glad we already played him because that's just another thing you have to deal with Buffalo. That makes Buffalo really dynamic. I mean, the way Buffalo ran the ball against the Jets, I'm not sure if that's more like what that was exactly because the Jets, is that the Jets or is that the Bills? I mean, the Jets are going back to them for a second, 1.5 point favorites at Pittsburgh. I'd bet the under on the Jets team total, and I can't bet the Steelers with my own money. Like that just can't happen. I probably can't even bet the under in the team total and root for them, but God, I would. Yeah, just can't do that. It's a Sunday night game. I'd have to watch it. Exactly. No, can't do that. But surprise, I'd be advising people to do that. But me personally, that goes against everything in my body. There's no way ever money can go on the Steelers or the Yankees. If you can do that, that's fine. Good for you. Not judging anybody, but I certainly can't do that. So anyway, I don't know if Buffalo is the best rushing team in the league or the Jets all of a sudden are the worst rushing defense. But the way Buffalo ran like that, and now adding Amari Cooper, takes pressure off Keon Coleman because he's got potential, but he can't be the guy to go to. They need somebody. That was obvious. Give Buffalo credit. Interesting to see Mahomes' quotes. He was all building up his team. I don't need a receiver type of thing. They need a receiver for sure. Especially now that Buffalo added somebody and the Ravens are the well-oiled machine that we look like. I think Kansas City has to add somebody. Really, like I think they're good enough to kind of squeak by game here, game there, manage it, but they got to be a little bit more dynamic on the outside. It'll be interesting to see if anybody trades them anybody. Maybe Christian Kirk from Jacksonville. I haven't really kept up to date with exactly who's available in the trade market. But yeah, Mari Cooper goes to Buffalo. Really good trade for them. Jets get Devontae Adams. It can't get any worse if you're the Jets. I guess that's the read on it. Devontae Adams, I don't know, the way he handled things in I was about to say Oakland and Vegas, I thought was weak. I think they might get like a bounce back without him, though. I think that's one of those things where kind of lost a step. I don't, he's a dynamic pass catcher. That's fine, but he's got to catch the ball in traffic. I don't know. It might like actually be a benefit to the Raiders to get him out of there. Still can't bet the Raiders because Antonio Pierce has no idea what he's doing. But yeah. So all right. Trying to think if there was anything else, but no, that's pretty much it. I want to talk all the NFL tomorrow, kind of give an overview of what's going on, and go more into depth with the Broncos Saints because what a fascinating game that's going to be. Trying to figure out if the Broncos are a real team. I think they need to win tomorrow in order to make a playoff push, even though we're early in the season. It just feels like one of those games where they lose that. Now they're 3-4. Maybe it's just kind of we're rebuilding with Bo Nix. You win, you're 4-3. It's like, damn, we're gonna make the playoffs here. Like we're a good football team. Saints, curious to see what happened. I mean, they scored 27 points in the second quarter and no points in the other three quarters. So who knows what's going to happen with the Saints? They're the most unpredictable team in football. So it should be a fun game. Talk about it in the morning. Dodgers, I will put out the prop bets here with the pod. So, yep, good luck. Have a good night. See you guys in the morning.